Hello and happy holidays from the Hospital Handbook Project. I'm Megan Kingsley Gale. I volunteer as director of the Hospital Handbook Project for acupuncturists and their hospital sponsors. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who has supported us in the past year. We are a nonprofit community resource. Whether you supported in direct donations or buying something through our website or subscribing to our community discussion groups. We've got a couple of community discussion groups or subscribing to one of our online resources, such as our webinar, our Issues in Hospital-Based Practice webinar series, or buying a ticket to one of our events. So thank you very much for supporting this important nonprofit community resource work. We are a nonprofit. In fact, so I'm just going to give you some updates for the past year. You'll probably see several updates in the next few days through our email newsletter. And just want to tell you a little bit about some of the big things going on in the past year. So the one big change that happened at the beginning of the year in January 2022 is we joined a 501c3 nonprofit. So we've been a nonprofit community resource, but we did not have the 501c3 full 501c3 status. So in January of 2023, we signed a fiscal aid sponsorship agreement and became part of the 501c3 Free Range Health, which has been wonderful. They are a wonderful organization to be a part of. So we are now a program of Free Range Health, which is a 501c3 nonprofit based in the United States. And the next thing we did was to, consolidate some of the main discussion groups that have been going on for a while and try to, actually set it up into specific work groups per community request. Our main discussion group is our main work group. We have three work groups that we got going in 2022 that we dedicated time to in year 2022. The main one is Employment Practices Work Group. And we did our first presentation for that in June of 2022. And that presentation was how to hire and credential acupuncturists into your healthcare system, revenue capture, and clinician retention. And you can see that presentation in our Issues in Hospital-Based Practice webinar series. I'll add some links wherever you see this posted to how to view that presentation and some of the resources around it. I think we also have a blog post about that. So if I have a blog article, I'll link to that with this video, wherever you're watching that as well. Our second of the three work groups was our Safety Practices work group, Safety Practices for Healthcare System-Based Acupuncturist work group. And that work group we put together, kind of basically started with looking at what resources are currently available and what are the gaps. And then that work group is continuing into 2023, working on a master resource document, and they're doing presentations about the work group work that they're doing, whether it's about how to communicate about safety practices for acupuncturists in a healthcare system, to learning about what the culture is and what the culture is about specific to high reliability organizations and how that translates into standard operating procedures and reporting, et cetera. Because high reliability organizations are about the culture of the organization, as well as having ways to report safety things, as well as how those safety events get evaluated and how that's part of that model of continuous learning, continuous improvement for safety, not just for patients, but also for the employees and the clinicians, and just trying to make, resources for how to learn what safety looks like, and how ideas from other industries have come together to kind of influence healthcare and safety in healthcare. And then our third, and then with the Safety Practices work group, our most recent presentation that is recorded and available in the Issues in Hospital-Based Practice webinar series resource was in November of 2022. So we did several presentations. The most recent presentation was November. So if you're interested in that, I highly recommend checking out that presentation. And our third work group is our inpatient acupuncture discussion group. So we did have a presentation on that in the spring, and then the inpatient acupuncture discussion group decided that the best way to present a lot of the things that we've been talking about for years in the group is to put it all together into a conference. So we're actually hosting that conference in January of 2023. It's our inaugural inpatient acupuncture conference. So I hope you can come join us. That's scheduled for Saturday, January 21st, 2023. Our plan is to also record all the sessions and develop a resource from that, but we do require funding and sponsorships to make that successful and be able to make those recordings available later. So that's something we're building right now as I'm recording this. Today is December 23rd, 2022, and ticketing for that event is now available. You can find that on our website. Just go under the hospitalhandbookproject.com, go under events, and then look for January, and the inpatient acupuncture conference will come up. We've also submitted for continuing education credits. Those are still pending approval, but we have submitted to be able to offer continuing education credits. So exciting things going on. We did a lot of work in year 2022. That's just like a synopsis of what we did for work groups. We did a lot of other things that I will talk about later. So check out our email newsletter. I will do my best to continue updating and telling you about the work we've been doing this past year. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. The best way to reach me is through the Hospital Handbook Project website's Contact Us page. So if you go to the website and then click on the tab that says Contact Us and fill out the contact form, that's the best way to contact me with your questions. If you are already in our discussion group, that is usually the fastest way to contact me, is if you joined one of our discussion groups, tier 1 or tier 2. It's really much easier to message me on there, because I'm often there having to check on things and be part of discussions, or connecting people to resources that way. So thank you everyone who has supported us in 2022. I hope to see many of you, and even hopefully many more of you, in year 2023. Keep spreading the word, and we'll continue working on growing our resources. Take care.